Once again, my viewers, it's nice meeting you once again. I hope you are enjoying our videos as we update you with our classical questions in physics that will help you to understand better the concept of physics. And if this is your first time of watching our video, I'd like you to click on the subscription button so that we can update you with more of our videos that we'll be shooting as time goes on. Keep in touch and let's enjoy the ride. In our last class, we discussed about the conversion of unit from kilometer per hour to meter per second, of which we said to convert from kilometer per hour to meter per second, you multiply by what? 0.28, and the answer gives you meter per second. And if you want to convert from meter per second to kilometer per hour, you multiply by what? 3.6, the answer gives you in kilometer per hour. We want to apply those principles in solving these questions, and here are some questions with us. Mind you, these questions are not just from later questions, they are standard questions from examinations, from recommended books and external exams. So please stay tuned and let's enjoy the ride. Now, question number one says, a man runs a distance of 1.0 kilometer in 5 minutes. What is his average speed in meter per second? Now, note, the question was in kilometer and the time is what? Minutes. The answers implies that we should arrive at what? Meter per second. Now, what do we do? It's a very simple question. Let's start with number one. Now, this man runs a distance. Distance is represented with what? X. And the unit is what? 1.0 in what? Kilometer. Now, we need to convert this to what? To meters. So, to convert kilometer to meters, you multiply by 1,000. You know, I told you 1,000 meters make what? 1 kilometer. So, when you multiply 1 times 1,000, 1 times 1,000, it will give you what? In meters. It will give you what? 1,000 meters. So now, what is the time now? The time which is t. It's given to us in what? In minutes. So we have 5 minutes. Yes. So we need to convert this minute to what? Seconds. See, the question says meters and seconds. So we need to convert the time to what? To seconds. So how do we convert this 5 minutes to seconds? Remember, 60 seconds makes 1 minute. 60 minutes make 1 hour. We are not taking it to hour, we are taking it back to seconds now. So what do? We multiply 5 by 60. So 1 multiplied by 5 by 60 is going to be what? 5 times 60. 5 times 60 to give us 300 seconds. Yes. So now we've gotten our distance as what? Meters, and we've gotten our time as seconds. So the question is, what is the average speed? What is the formula for speed? Remember, speed is what? Distance, which is s over what? Over time, in what? In meter per second. So what is our distance here now? Our distance is what? 1,000. Are you getting it? So now that our distance is 1,000, so it's going to be what? 1,000 over what? Over time. What's our time? Our time is 300 over 300. So by the time we divide 1,000 by 300, it gives us what? In meter per second. So 1,000 divided by 300, it gives us 3.33. So the unit now is 3.33, which is what? Meters. Remember, the distance is 9 meters, the time is 9 seconds, it's now in meter per second. That's the answer. So that is the speed for the questions in meter per second. The answer is 3.33. So let's go to second question. It's very simple. Second question says, a car travels at an average speed of 100 km per hour. What is the speed? The speed is what? 100 km per hour. 100 km per hour. Remember, one thing in physics, you need to be very much conversant and take note of what? The unit. The unit helps you to be able to solve the question properly. Now, the speed is 100 km per hour. Now, the question now says, what distance does it cover in 5 minutes? Now, they give us time now, 5 minutes. Time, which is equal to what? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yes, minutes. So, now, what do they ask us to look for? What is the distance? So let me represent the distance by what? X. We don't know the distance, x. So remember, the formula for speed is what? Speed is got what? Distance over what? Over time. So now we are looking for what? We are looking for what? The distance, which is x. So what will be the distance? The distance is going to be, by the time we cross multiply, it's going to be what? Speed times time. Yes. The distance is going to be what? Speed times time. But the question is what? Kilometer per hour. I'm very sure the answers are what? Kilometer. Since we are looking for distance, because the unit of distance is what? Either in kilometer, either in meters, either in centimeters, either in miles per hour, as we discussed in our previous video. But then the speed already is in what? In kilometer per hour. But the time due to us is in minutes. What do? We need to ensure that the units are consistent. The units are consistent. So what do? It's either we convert this one to hour, or we convert this kilometer per hour to kilometer per minute. What do? Now I will suggest to convert this 100 km per hour to what? Kilometer per minute. So we want to convert 100 km per hour to minute. Now it's going to minute now to 100 km per minute, so that it will be consistent with this time minute, and then they can work together. So to convert 100 km per hour to minute is going to be what? Remember from our previous video, I said to convert from kilometer per hour to meter per second, you multiply by what? The value, which is 100. Yes, we leave it at 100 km. But the time is what? Is in hour, 1 hour. So 1 hour times in minutes is going to be times 60. Are you getting it? So at the end we are going to have, which is what? Minutes. So we are going to have 100 divided by 60. So by the time we have 100 by 60, it gives our answer in what? In kilometer per minute. Divided by 60 is going to give us 1.7 kilometer per minute. So the time now is consistent. So kilometer per minute, time. So now we can now move further now. So our new speed now, which is what? In minute now, 1.7 kilometer per minute now. So it's now, we are now going to use the formula for distance now, knowing well that our time is now consistent with the what? With the speed, which is what? 5 minutes. So distance now is going to be what? Speed times time. What is speed? 1.7 kilometer. 1.7 times, what's the time? Time is 5 minutes. 5. So it's going to be what? 1.7 times 5, 1.7. 1.7 times 5 gives us 8.5. Remember, minutes you cancel minutes when you multiply them, or let me do it in a practical way that you understand. 1.7 kilometer per minute times 5 minutes. So minutes we cancel minutes. So we are going to have the minute left times kilometer is going to what? 8.5 kilometer. So that is the what? The distance traveled. So now the last question, which is question number 3. Question number 3 says a car traveling at a uniform speed of 100 km per hour spends 15 minutes moving from point A to point B. So it's moving from one particular point. I can say this is a form of motion we call translational motion. It's moving from point A to point B. So the speed is what? 100 km per hour. And the time spent is what? Time, which is 15 minutes. So now, let me write it properly. Speed, 100 km per hour, and the time is what? 15 minutes. Now, the vehicle travels from point A to point B along its route. The question is, what is the distance between A and B? Many times when they ask questions like this, they want us to find the distance in what? In kilometer. It can be in meter, it can be in seconds, it can be in meters, it can be in kilometer, it can be in meters. But I'm very sure that the question is in kilometer. So now we also apply the same method we actually did the other time. Remember, when we converted 100 km to minute per hour to minute, it gives us what 1.7. So let's say the new speed now is what on 1.7 kilometer per minute. So the car is traveling 1.7 kilometer per minute, and the time is what is 15 minutes. So what do? We find the distance. Remember, the distance is equal to what? Speed times time. So what is our speed? Our speed is what? 1.7. So 1.7 times 15, it will give us what? 1.7 times 5, 25.5 kilometer. So that's our answer. So the distance, the distance between A and B is what? Is 25.5 kilometer, approximately 26. So that is the answer to the questions. Just understand the units, how to convert from meter per seconds to kilometer per hour, from minutes to seconds, from minutes to hour, from meter to kilometer, and you get all this. So if you are still having challenges with maybe solving questions in motion, place your comments, and so that we can address it appropriately in our next video. And stay connected by subscribing on our videos. Share with your friends having challenges with physics. As I told you, physics is very simple, so that are very important. Thank you very much, guys. I really love you guys. Have a nice day and stay tuned.